On September the 12th at 1500 hours, we received a phone call from loss prevention personnel from Home Depot and Target saying that it was two individuals in the lot selling iPhones. Our team went up there in an undercover capacity. The guys that were selling the phone approached us and tried to sell us these phones that I have here now for $250 a piece. They were selling them as if they were real. And as soon as we took one of them out the box, we immediately identified them as being fraudulent, but we weren't sure. So at that particular time, we confiscated the phones and we got in contact with the Apple representative, and he said the phones are fraudulent, the boxes are fraudulent, and all the accessories are inside there are fraudulent. Once we obtained that information, we brought charges against, it was a father and son team, Harold Parker and Daniel Parker. They were both charged with 5 counts of counterfeiting, trademark infringement, theft, felony theft, and vending without a license.
So Aubrey, tomorrow, were they saying these were iPhone 5s?
iPhone 4S.
They were saying they're 4S, okay.
Yes, sir.
What was their sales pitch to people? What did they say to your guy when you approached?
Well, they said that they only had 5 left. They said they had previously sold 7 in the parking lot, and they were going like hotcakes. And they sold 7 so far that particular day.
For $250 or
$250.
I mean, was there like a negotiating? Did they start at 500 and work their way down? Or?
No, they presented themselves well like businessmen. They were firm with that price, $250.
So what do you think of the victims in this? What did they get for their $250?
$20 worth of plastic and junk.
How would you rate this in terms of at least packaging sophistication with these types of counterfeit operations?
Well, it fooled me. As you can see, it's a great replica of the iPhone S. That's why we had to contact the experts at Apple to make sure, in fact, that this was a fraudulent phone. It could have been a lighter version of the 4S. We didn't know. That's not our area of expertise. So we wanted to make sure before we charged the 2 suspects in this case.
Did the Parkers give you any indication of where they got this?
Well, they gave us several stories. They said that they got it from a guy in New York, then a guy in Philadelphia, and then they said they ordered them online.
So you've got still some more investigating to go.
The investigation is ongoing.
Have you heard from anybody who purchased these from these guys?
Well, no, when we contact the Apple representative, they said they've been seeing an increase of people coming in with these fraudulent phones, trying to get them activated, so obviously they've been purchasing them on the streets.
And what is Apple telling them when they try to get them activated?
So it's not an Apple product, and we can't help you.
Do they work as phones? I mean, if you called your service provider, would that work as a cell phone?
All the apps on the face work. The camera work, the calendar, calculator. I have no idea if the phone itself works. We haven't activated any.
What's your advice to people who might not know about these being out there?
Well, it's a good lesson. Don't buy anything on the street. For one, it's either fraudulent or stolen. So you're going to wait. You think you're getting over, you're going to make a deal, but you have to go to an Apple representative to buy a phone or store or something like that.
And why were Target and Home Depot concerned about these guys?
Well, we have a close working relationship with those loss prevention personnel, so they inform us anything that could affect citizens or the retailers.
Where were this targeted?
It was
like one shopping center?
Yes, it's in the 10300 block of Martin Luther King Jr. Highway in Lanham, Maryland.
Well, were the Target people concerned that these were fraudulent phones, or that these guys just didn't have business licenses?
They had no idea. I think they assumed that they were stolen phones. So we didn't have any idea because, as you can see, these boxes look real and the phones look real. And unless you have another phone there in comparison, and of course you can pick it out if you're an iPhone owner and you have both phones in your hand. But to a person, if this is your first iPhone you ever bought, it's going to fool you.
Where are the Parkers from themselves? Are they from Lanham? Or?
They're father and son. The son is from D.C. and the father is from Capitol Heights.
Did they give you any indications of how many they sold before they got caught?
Well, prior to them finding out that we were police officers, they said they had sold 15. And after they were arrested, he said he had only sold 7 that day.
Are they still in custody?
No, no, sir.
According to the charging documents that I read, they were concerned that they were at least giving an indication that what they were up to was no good, because when they saw the patrol car coming into the parking lot, each father and son indicated to each other that the police were in the lot.
Right. I believe they were concerned mainly about the vending without a license. I think they really thought that they had everyone fooled with these phones.
Do they believe that they were real? The
No,
partners?
sir. No, sir. They knew that they were fraudulent phones.
Does this get federal at all? I mean, obviously, these things are manufactured somewhere, and there are all these copyright laws and things that, trademark laws.
It's a very complicated case. Right now, we have a felony screening with Doyle Neiman with the Assistant State's Attorney's Office on Monday at 1:30, and he's thinking that we're going to indict him on additional charges.
Were they actually arrested, taken to jail, or?
Well,
is
the
this like a
father
sign?
was.
Okay. Why just him?
The son lived in D.C., so we had brought criminal charges against him through a criminal summons.
So what do you make of this?
Just the people, citizens out here, and they thinking they're getting a bargain on the street buying stolen goods or fraudulent goods. You're not getting a deal. You're being ripped off. So I guess my message is buy from the retailers.
How pervasive is this sort of thing in the county? I mean, usually it's like DVDs, movies, shoes, things like that. Can you sort of put this in perspective, the scale of this compared to the other things?
Well, I think the goal is to make money, and all this stuff is big business, and for years it's been overlooked. And we have a unit now that specializes in this, and we're paying attention.
Thank you. Did his phone work to call his lawyer?
I think he had a droid.